it's your everyday freshy signature that's perfect for the colder weather. I think you can use this all year round, like actually, so it's a really versatile, useful, high wearability fragrance add to the collection. Welcome back to the best niche fragrances of each month series. We're doing October, the best 6 niche fragrances I have in my collection. I know I said I would do this series more towards the beginning of each month, but you know, stuff happens, guys. So, you know, we're pretty much almost coming to the end of October. I wouldn't be surprised if you're watching this during Halloween, honestly. But yeah, guys, I mean, these are some great fragrances this time of year in general. We got 6 fragrances, different styles overall, I would say. They're fantastic blends. Hopefully you enjoy them, guys. Let's begin the main list. Class is in session. This is a great fragrance to oud in general this time of year. That is Thameen's Carved Oud. I would say this is Oud Wood adjacent, so it has, you know, a large similarity to Oud Wood, but it's its own fragrance. It's its own twist, let's say, in that DNA. It's sharp, woody, a little bit sexy, ambery, creamy, a slight incense note in here, dark patchouli base, I believe, as well. And it's just that incredible Oud Wood DNA, but made better performing. It smells a bit more rich, similarly priced. Well, actually a little bit more affordable, actually, but I think this is fantastic this time of year. It really pierces through the cold weather and it still smells fresh and balanced enough for the month of October. October, you don't want to go too intense with your fragrance. You still want some holding back, you know, it's not going all out, but this is just very classy. Medium projection, or let's say soft and medium projection, 10 hours longevity. This is probably one of the Thameen's best seller. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a fantastic DNA. You should go check them out, guys. This is actually a very good brand in general. I think there's another good fragrance from them that I tried it in the department store. I maybe need to get that when it's, I think maybe, it was a fanfare? No, I will have it on the screen floating. That's when I remember what the fragrance is, but this is actually a pretty good house in general, so check them out, guys. Speaking of Tom Ford, we've got Tom Ford's Fougère d'Argent. Now, yes, I know you can technically say that the private blend is still a designer line, but I'll say, look, it's niche adjacent, let's say. It's like sort of like a niche line. Fougère d'Argent, anyways, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I love Fougères personally. They're basically, Fougère means fern in French, and it's basically an entire category, a more classical family of perfumery in modern times that revolves around this accord of a oak moss note, lavender, some geranium, and a bergamot. That's the general accord that kind of gives you this creamy shaving foam vibe, and Fougère d'Argent is that to a T. Creamy shaving foam, barbershop vibes with a slight dense woodiness from the agakala wood. It smells a bit menthol-like. It has this camphor to it, which is like sort of like an outdoorsy green vibe to it, but it smells dense, creamy, very smooth and sexy. One of the best private blends made in the entire house, and unfortunately not talked about enough, in my opinion. It has been reformulated. I actually, you know, I actually located this second bottle I have now in my collection, or I'm not sure what happened to the first bottle. That was a new one. This is the old batch. It used to be better, but nowadays not as good, but you can still try it in store and see if it's good for you. I still think it's definitely a relevant fragrance, and I think it's one of the best from the house. 10 hours longevity, soft to medium projection, and it's going to be a great office scent, especially this time of year. Mancera Cedrat Bois Intense. Now, maybe the original, I wouldn't say it's the best of October, but the Intense, I feel like it's your everyday freshy signature that's perfect for the colder weather. I think you can use this all year round, like actually, so it's a really versatile, useful, high wearability fragrance add to the collection. But Cedrat Bois Intense is a very good beginner-friendly niche freshie. It has that Cedrat Bois DNA, so a bit smoky, lemony, that's got that black currant in there, woody and sharp and masculine. This is a citrus woody cologne. It doesn't smell anything like Sauvage, but to me this is like the niche fragrance version of Sauvage. It's like your everyday freshie that a lot of people can wear. It's very popular. It'll get you compliments. The original actually was one of my biggest complimented fragrances back when it was a beast mode fragrance. The original is not as strong. This is the stronger flanker. This has a added smoothness to it. It's better blended in my opinion. I think it's better than the original overall. It has this leather and synthetic oud note in here that I think gives it that thickness that's perfect for October time, and it lasts around 12 hours with a medium projection. An interesting yet affordable yet accessible niche freshie that I think everyone should check out. Again, it's one of those beginner or like entry point fragrances in the house of Mancera, who are obviously a very big and important house. Now we have 2 fragrances from Quentin Biche. We got first of all Marc-Antoine Barrois, Ganymede. One of the best fragrances made in modern history, and actually I think, again, similar to Cedrat Bois Intense, this can be your signature all year round. It smells a bit more mature now, more challenging, but still accessible. This 30 ml is pretty much all you need because it's such a beastly fragrance. A few sprays, especially if you're a collector. If you're a collector of fragrances, it's very tough to get through 100 ml anyway, so 30 ml is probably going to be fine for you. It costs around £100 or $130, something like that. and it's a very interesting saffron, metallic, mineralic, ambery, musky fragrance with a slight old school muskiness to it that still has been revitalized to be modern overall. So it's a very interesting, modern, abstract take on what a fragrance can be. Quentin Biche is very creative, and this is one of his most famous work for good reason. As I said, beast mode, 12 hours plus longevity with a loud projection, 3 sprays, and you're going to get noticed. It's a more challenging but affordable still and accessible niche fragrance that is still a good reference point. Everyone should try it out. You may not enjoy it straight away. I didn't actually like this first of all. I gave this an 8 out of 10 when I first tried it. Well, that's still a good score, but ultimately it eventually became a 10 out of 10 in my collection. It smells beautiful in the air, like in the sillage is its main strong point. This next fragrance actually has its name on the bottle. This is Bois Impérial Extrait by Essential Parfums. Now, I don't think you necessarily have to rush out and get both of these bottles. I think, again, you know, it makes sense. It's the same perfumer. It's a similar style between these two fragrances. Although I still own both and I'm happy with that. I think, you know, again, this is a brand that is an affordable niche brand, Essential Parfums, and their most famous fragrance is probably the original Bois Impérial, which a lot of people like. I actually wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's quite green, woody. It has that slight mineralic, ambery muskiness from Ganymede. You can tell it's like the same stamp, the same signature style that Quentin Biche had, but it just smells more green and woody, and it kind of just smelled to me like a poor man's Ganymede. But this is comparable to Ganymede. It's not a poor man's Ganymede. This is still a different fragrance, but again, it has that similar style of the original Essential Parfum Bois Impérial, but it's a bit more rich, ambery. That's basically it. It's just a richer concentration, more intense, warmer. The original Bois Impérial is more versatile, I would say, but this, for this time of year, fantastic signature, fantastic freshy. You wear this in the office as well, more mature, very good perfumery. It just smells intense and rich. It has that Quentin Biche abstract style, but it just smells more woody now, a bit more spicy, a bit more ambery, and it just smells like a very interesting fragrance that you don't really get bored of. It has layers to it, concepts, and that makes it a very interesting addition to your collection. And lastly, by Kilian, Angel's Share. You can't go wrong with a classic. For the cold weather in general, this is a great pickup. It came out in 2020, and ever since then, it made a bajillion clones, and it just has been famous and won many awards throughout the years. I think it keeps winning awards over and over again, and it's just a very sexy, boozy, I think it's I'm not sure if it's cognac or whiskey note in here, I can't remember what the note is, but it's a boozy note mixed with praline, cinnamon, woody ambers. It's very creamy, unisex, and magical in the air is how I describe it. It's definitely an evening special occasion scent. Like back in the day, people would probably recommend Tobacco Vanille as your Tom Ford, you know, special occasion scent, or Naxos could be that kind of style as well. But this is its own style. I would say it's unisex, so if you're looking for a super masculine fragrance, I don't think this is it, but it's still very attractive. And oftentimes the guys often like wearing unisex fragrances. It kind of makes you feel a bit more approachable, it's a bit more playful as a kind of fragrance style. So yes, it's not a hidden gem anymore. Everyone knows Angel's Share, but I can't not recommend it. It lasts around 10 hours with a medium projection. It's still worth the money. I like Parody. It's a nice fragrance. I still give it an 8 out of 10. It probably leans a bit more feminine, actually, that flanker. But this to me is still a perfect 10 out of 10, even 5 years later from its release. That concludes this month's niche fragrance picks, guys. What are your thoughts on my list? Do you agree or disagree? And do you think I should have chosen other niche fragrances for the month of October? What do you think are the perfect niche fragrances for this specific month that is now over because I uploaded this video late? But let me know, guys. And what niche fragrances are you looking forward to wearing in general in this colder weather? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you check out last month's top niche fragrance picks of September. I'll see you guys in the next one. Class dismissed.